breakout traders. Basically, every trader is a breakout trader to a certain extent, right? Because everybody looks for a breakout structure. Everybody looks for a candle closure above a range or below a range, right? You know how they used to think that if the body of a candle closes below or above this range, then you have a confirmation entry. That sounds pretty stupid in my opinion, but I mean, let's leave it like that. So what they do is they wait until there's a price range, and when price closes above or below, they have confirmation entry, right? They love the buildups. So you will see I'll put the abbreviation here sometimes because it's easier for us. Like breakout traders is BO here. So that's how we're going to identify them, BO. Buildups is BU, right? They always believe that the market will go in only one direction. You know, when they buy, let's go to the moon, right? When the price closes past their point, they are induced to take a trade. So the fact that the price moves in one direction, it's being manipulated for them to enter. All right? Where are the stop loss located? So usually the stop losses are below a range or a relative structural point. Relevant, sorry. So what happens when a breakout trader sees a range and and the price closes above, he buys, right? So his entry is here. So his stop loss will be here, below the last relevant structural point. You agree? Cool. Now, let's see how it looks like on a little graph I did. So there's a range, they decide to buy, right? They buy. What happens after? Price continues doing new highs, right? Like this. Then you have more breakout traders entering here. So these ones are still here. They entered here. Oh, there's a new range, new buyers here, and new stop loss here. Then what happens is we have another range here and new buyers here. But the people that actually entered here are trailing their stop losses here, right? And some of them, when price closes above here, these ones are trailing their stop losses here. Same thing from them. When they go here, they trail their stop loss. So how does it look like? Like this. Do you understand? Perfect. So let's make sure if there's any questions, we can use the question tab in the Discord um, to move forward. You will have the videos. You will be able to ask me questions, right? So what also happens in the retail trader breakout strategy mindset? Like all of the traders, they move their positions to break even sometimes, right? You agree? Good. So we will see this, how this is important later on. And I use this every single day. Okay? So let's see how this looks like on the charts. Can you see it? So price closes above the this high, he enters. Stop loss here. Price closes above here, he enters. He has sweaty hands here because price comes back to his entry point but continues, right? So this guy that entered here, price does a new high, so he has a stop loss here now, right? And he moves himself to B when this price goes above here, right? New high. Higher highs and higher lows. How stupid structure is, but we'll talk about it later on, right? Same thing here. This, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the most important thing about liquidity trading. When structure is respected, it means is manipulated. Okay? Keep that in mind. let's give you more examples. Here we go. So this is a chart. Okay, there's a range. Price closes above. Entry. Enters here. Perfect. Price closes above. Entry. Trail the stop loss to here, right? Same thing. Same thing. We have another one here, but I didn't want it to put it. I want to keep 3 so it's clean. Okay. What happens after? Oh, did you see it? I'm sure you saw that multiple times. Okay. Now, a lot of people would get confused and say, Joe, how can we know that we can enter here to short here to take all of these guys? We'll get to this later. I want you to notice something that is happening on the chart right here. Can you see that every single time we have a logical structural point, price engulfs here, takes out the liquidity? Same here, price engulfs, takes out the liquidity. Same here, price engulfs. Can you see it? This is really important, okay? I need you to practice your eyes to see this every single time, because the more strategies I'll add, the more complex it will become, and I need you to focus and being able to see these breakout traders easily and swiftly, okay? Now, let's give you another diagram. Let me just drink a little bit. All right, now, same thing. This is a little bit different, so I can give you an example because price doesn't always goes in one direction and liquidates everybody. They play with their stop losses sometimes, right? Can you see price building, breakout traders in, price building, breakout traders in, stop loss trailing? Same thing here, right? Look how they push the price, they come and take their stop loss and then continue going higher, causing them FOMO to potentially re-enter if price goes above, right? Then they continue, they take perfectly this one here, right? Then they push price higher. We can even say that some people entered here, right? But just for the sake of the example, I'm not putting this, okay? Now price goes down, takes out the final liquidity, and goes above, boom, and you have your entry. If some of you notice, this was actually a trade that I think I posted on Instagram. Let me just check real quick. I think it was on the 29th, I think. Not sure. I'll check later, but I think it was a trade I took. It was the 29th of January, and you'll see it here. Remember, I took this entry here. Okay? Yeah, it's the 29th of January, I think. I'll check later. So look, this is exactly the same chart. Look. Builds, goes higher, induce them to enter. Boom. Price builds, goes higher. Have you noticed that this one I put this candle, because this one closed above. This one didn't close above. It's really important that you mark structure when they close above a range and not at the same level, okay? This is only a wick. We need the body to be closed. Okay, same thing, range, trail the stop loss. Look how they come here. Boom, take them, continue. Reaction out of that liquidity because there's the negative liquidity here on the buy side. So on the short side, price takes them, comes higher. Boom. Takes them, comes higher. Takes, and this goes higher here. Come take, boom, takes them, put equal lows, go here. I took that entry, all here. How this feels when you see this, right? Just, I'll come back and just so you can see it. This is exactly the same thing. It's insane, isn't it? Right? So these are the examples I want to show you static, right? Now let's jump on the charts and let's see how it looks like on hindsight. Let's go. All right, jumping on the charts for the breakout trader strategy. So basically, as you can see, we are on M5 on GU. Okay, so I'm gonna be giving you really simple examples, and also we'll check for the short side also because we just checked the buy side. So as you can see, we have exactly what we talked about. We have here closing above the high, stop loss here. Closing above the high, stop loss here. Closing above the high, stop loss here. You need to understand that it's not because they build liquidity to the high side that they need to induce it the same day. Okay? Just understand where they're entering and you can see where the stop losses are here. Okay? This is really, really important to understand. Okay, so now let's check if we can find examples on the short side. Here we go. So same thing. Price closes above here. Okay. Stop loss here. Price closes above here. Stop loss here. Price closes above here. Stop loss here. As you can see, price even comes back and takes. I don't know what why this line is like this. Sorry. As you can see, comes and taps perfectly this here and comes back. We'll talk about it later. I just need you to understand how breakout traders see structure, right? This is consisting of higher lows. This is higher high, higher high. Okay, sorry, this doesn't look good at all. So we'll delete this. I don't want you to know this. I just wanted you to understand how they see it. So this is this a higher high? No. Yeah, it's a higher. Let's say it's a higher high. Now this is a higher low. This is how they see it. Higher low, right? And this is a lower low. A lower low. If you didn't know, you can just press Control or Command on your keyboard, click and drag instead of copy and paste, right? It's quicker like this. This is how they see it. Look how they build the liquidity. They build the liquidity to eventually take it. Does it have to be the same day? Of course not, right? What's important to understand about these stuff that I'm talking about right now, okay? I'll show you a good example, right? So, just for the sake of it, we can see it here. We can see that basically, let's find a good example. I'll make sure I find a good example real quick. All right, that's a good example. So basically here, okay, like we discussed earlier, we have price. This is a stop loss here. Price closes above here. So let's do this like this, okay? Breakout, right? Same thing here. I'm not going to put the colors because it's going to take forever, right? Same thing here, right? Same thing here. Now, when they open a position here, this is the whole structural leg, as you can see, like this, right? The people that entered, that had their stop loss here, if they're smart enough, they will move their stop loss to trailing stop loss, right? So there's no more people here, okay? Once price closes above here, they move to break even, right? They move to break even. This is really important. It sounds boring, but it's super important, right? Now, people that enter here, their stop losses are here, right? Look how price comes back and perfectly takes the last relevant structural point that had the most stop losses, and it's not coming over here because these guys are so far entered that their stop losses are here, right? And now you can start seeing how I trade. Price takes this. Okay. Oh, what happens here? Oh, okay. Uh, Here we go. Oh, oh, that's simple, right? That looks simple. But oh, to the moon, to the moon. All right. Huh? Simple, right? Let's not go into entering position. I just got excited right there. I'm sorry. But do you understand what's happening? Let's see this on the short side also. Okay. Look how they enter here, right? Stop losses are here. Oh, sorry, my bad. Top losses are here. Now these guys are also entering here. Stop losses are here, right? Now these guys are also entering here. Stop loss got trailed here, and there is another stop loss here, and potentially also being trailed here. All right. Look how at the same time, okay, that these guys are entering here, they also triggered their break even and their stop loss of the first guy. So this is real important. I repeat, this is super important. The people that entered here, right, had their stop loss originally here. But imagine these guys, their stop loss got trailed here, but not only got trailed, but their break even got moved here. So this is why price doesn't have to go lower, because this is the last relevant entry point for these guys. Really important. Price doesn't have to go lower because we have all of the relevant stop losses here, and we have the last relevant entry of these guys here. Okay? Now, same thing here with the short side. Let me just remove this and slide this here. That break even here. Okay? These guys that are coming in short here have their stop losses here. These guys that are coming on here also triggers their break even here. But these guys that are entering here also triggers triggers the stop losses that are here. So you can see clearly what they're trying to do. Right now, it sounds confusing, but it will be so easy when I teach you the actual in-depth entry approaches, right? So this will be one of your tasks, all right? I want you to practice breakouts. I want you to mark me every single breakout you see and where are their stop losses. Okay? I also want you to mark me when, based on what you just learned today, when they go break even. It's important. It's really important. You will understand why. Okay? Same thing. I want you to practice this. Okay? Like this. Okay? So if these guys trailed here, they can also trail here, right? Technically, they probably don't have any stop losses here, but that's how I mark it. Okay? So I want you to practice this on both sides. Okay? So stop loss is here, and low side, the same thing. Every time. Every time. I want you to practice it. Every new high, there's a breakout trader entry. I do understand that this is on the M5, but remember, we had algorithms also entering, and algorithms sometimes trade on the M1. We need to focus on understanding where the breakout traders enters. So this will be one of your first tasks that I want you to do is practice